Hello everybody. Let us discuss today a very important poem which was written during Romantic era, Ode to the West Wind. Now this poem was published in 1820 and this poem was written by a very great revolutionary poet of Romantic era, that is P.B. Shelley or Percy Bysshe Shelley. P.B. Shelley is a romantic poet who was born in 1792 and he died in 1822 because of a very unfortunate incident of drowning. This poem is an ode which was written in 1819 but published only in 1820. This poem was written when Shelley was in Florence, Italy. In this poem, West Wind was personified and the author shares his personal anguishes and problems with that of the West Wind. The theme of this poem is serious and philosophical. Shelley, under the influence of political philosophy of Jacques Rousseau was his political guru, and Shelley, to a large extent, was influenced by the philosophy of Rousseau. Shelley is a revolutionary and idealist poet. In a way, we can say that his poems are not simply a poem, but the germs of revolutions are within them. The seeds of revolutions are within them. Now, this is the first stanza. In the very first line, he says, "Oh, wild west wind," means he is addressing the ferocity of the west wind. Oh, wild west wind. Thou breath of autumn's being, means without your presence, autumn is meaningless. You are a comrade, you are a friend of autumn. Thou, from whose unseen presence leaves dead are driven like ghosts from an enchanter fleeing. Now, although you are not visible, but in fact, even though you are not visible, somehow leaves who are dead, they knew about your imminent arrival and they started fleeing away from your presence as if they are ghosts and you are enchanted. Yellow and black and pale and hectic red, pestilence stricken multitude. Now, all leaves are not, in fact, fleeing away from the very presence of west wind. Leaves who are dead, leaves who are lifeless, and these leaves are symbolical meaning of people devoid of any idea. So, leaves who are dead, they flee away from the very presence of west wind, as if the west wind is enchanter and they are ghosts. O thou who chariotest to their dark wintry bed the winged seed. Now author says that seeds are under the debris of these fallen leaves. Now it is you who gave opportunity to those seeds to realize their potential and to blossom forth. Had you not been there, the winged seeds in the forest, they would not have got the opportunity to blossom. So, O thou who chariotest to their dark wintry bed the winged seeds, where they lie cold and low, each like a corpse within its grave. Now, see, the seeds were almost dead, almost in their graveyard, but it is you who, who used to give them opportunity to realize their potential during the month of spring. So you are both the symbol of ferocity and destruction, and you are also a symbol of preservation because you are a life giving as well. Until thine azure sister of the spring shall blow her clarion call over the dreaming earth and fill driving sweet birds like flocks to feed in air with living hues and odors plain and hill. Author says that on one hand you are the symbol of ferocity. Your presence, your presence is unbearable for leaves who are dead. On the other hand, You are life giver. You are preserver, because you in fact allows seeds who were just like corpses, who are means under the debris of the um, dead leaves. You allow them to realize their potential. You allow them to come in direct contact with the sun, and this is how they realize their potential and they sprout forth. And it is because of that the entire valley is filled with the different colored plants and beautiful incense, while spirit which are moving everywhere, destroyer and preserver, here, oh here. Author says, here, oh here, I have something to share. I have certain ideas within me. O destroyer, O preserver, please hear, please listen to me. Now, in the second paragraph, author tries to make us understand what happens when the west wind passes over the surface of the sky. In the first paragraph, the author tries to describe what happens when the west wind passes over the surface of the earth. In the second paragraph, he tries to describe what happens when the west wind passes over the surface of the sky. Thou on whose stream, mid the steep sky's commotion, loose clouds like earth decaying leaves are said. Author says, then when you pass over the surface of the sky, loose clouds, they are just like the decayed leaves or dead leaves. Out of fear, they started moving here and there, shook from the tangled boughs of heaven and ocean. Now these loose clouds, they are shaken as if they are in a branch of heaven and ocean. Angels of rain and lightning. Author says that, oh west wind, it is because of you that rain and lightning comes. And it is rain which is quite important for this land, this earth. There are spread on the blue surface of thine airy surge, like the bright hair uplifted from the head of some fierce Maenad, even from the dim dirge of the horizon of the zenith side. The locks of the approaching storm. Author says, when you come, you bring along with you the storms, the hailstorms, the rain, the lightning. So you are very important. Thou dirge of the dying year means you are in fact the dirge, the song of the dying year. Because when the year is about to die in Europe, it brings along with itself hailstorms and snowfall and very high rainfall. Thou the dirge of dying year, to which this closing night will be the tomb of the vast sculpture, vaulted with thy congregated might of vapors, from whose solid atmosphere black rain and fire and hail will burst. Over here, author says that you are the bringer of black rain and fire and hail, and therefore, O west wind, please listen to me. You are the symbol of ferocity. You have enough might, you have enough strength. Whereas I am helpless, I am meaningless, I am without any power, without any strength. Therefore, please hear, O west wind. Now, in the third stanza, the author tries to describe what happens when the west wind passes over the surface of the ocean. Thou who didst waken from his summer dreams the blue Mediterranean. Now, until you arrive, until you passes over the blue Mediterranean in fact was in deep slumber, was in deep sleep, where he lay lulled by the coil of his crystalline streams. Now, the blue Mediterranean was sleeping under the lullaby of the movement of her waves. Besides the plumage isle in Bysshe Bay, and saw in deep old palaces and towers quivering within the waves' intenser day. Author says that in her sleep, in her dream, The Mediterranean was, in fact, having the dream of the palaces and towers who were quivering because of her waves. And on those palaces and towers, the mosses are there, the flowers are there, which are so sweet. All overgrown with azure moss and flowers so sweet, the incense faints picturing them. Author says that the picture is so beautiful, so sensuous that I am unable to picture them. Thou, for whose path the Atlantic level spar cleave themselves into chasm. Author says, O west wind, when you passes over the surface of the Atlantic, who is one of the most powerful ocean of the world, Atlantic knew your might, and therefore Atlantic cleaves herself in order to allow you to move over her surface. Atlantic level parts cleave themselves into chasm, while far below the sea blooms and the oozy woods which wear the sapless foliages of the ocean know thy voice and suddenly grow grey with fear and tremble and despoil themselves. Author says that over the Atlantic Ocean, when you move over the Atlantic Ocean, Atlantic cleaves herself in order to allow you to pass over her surface. But the moment you were passing over the surface of the Atlantic, the sapless foliages and the plants who were at the surface of the ocean, somehow they came to know about your presence, and out of fear they start grow grey. They are filled with fear and they start trembling down out of that fear. So hear me here, O wild westwind. Please listen to me. I have something to share with you. I have certain anguishes to share with you. Now this is the fourth stanza, and this fourth stanza is very, very important. If I were a dead leaf, thou mightest bear. Author says, had I been a dead leaf, I would love to fly uh, along with yourself. If I were a swift cloud, to fly with thee. Had I been a cloud, I would love to move along with your direction. A wave to pant beneath thy power and share the impulse of thy strength. Had I been a wave, I would love to be crushed by you while you move over my surface. Only less free than thou, O uncontrollable. Author says that unfortunately I am neither a dead leaf or a cloud or a wave. If even I were in my boyhood and could be the comrade of thy wandering over the heaven. Author says, had I been a boy, I would love to be your friend because when I was a boy, I was full of strength. I was full of vigor, unlike now. As then, when to outstrip the sky's speed scarce seemed a vision. Author says, when I was a boy, I considered myself second to none. I have energy, I have power, I have strength. Unfortunately, all of them are not with me right now. I would never have striven as thus with thee in prayer in my sore need. O wild west wind, right now I am invoking your help. I am praying for your help. I would not have been prayed had I been a boy. Oh, lift me as a wave, a leaf, a cloud. I fall upon the thorns of life. I be very important line. Author says, lift me as you have lifted the wave, the leaf, and the cloud. Because I have fall upon the thorns of life, I am bleeding. Now the vital blood is oozing out of me. I am helpless. I am desperate. The weariness of this world has has taken away the power out of me, the strength out of me. I am without strength. I am without power. A heavy weight of ours has chained and bowed one too like thee, tameless and swift and proud. Author says that, O west wind, at one point of time I was as tameless as you are. I was as swift, as proud as you are right now. But unfortunately, this world has enchained me. This world has bowed me. This world has taken power out of me, and because of that, I am begging in front of you for help. Please help me, O wind. Please help me. And this is the final stanza. Make me thy lyre even as the forest is. Author says that, O west wind, please make me your friend. Make me your lyre as you have done with the forest. Because when you passes through the forest, a whizzing sound emanates from the forest. Similarly, make me your associate, make me your comrade, make me your friend. What if my leaves are falling out of it? What if my leaves are falling like its own? Author says, my leaves are not with me, my strength is not with me, the vitality of my life is not with me. The tumult of thy mighty harmonies will make from both a deep autumnal tone, sweet doing sadness. Author says that your help will eradicate the autumn of my life, and it will make a sweet whatever sadness is there within me. Be thou spirit fears my spirit. Author says, just enter within me, eradicate my passive spirit and make it fierce. Be thou me impetus one. Means I would love to share your impulse. I would love to share your power. I am powerless. I don't have any strength left within me. Drive my dead thoughts over the universe, like withered leaves to quicken a new birth. Author says that, O west wind, you are not simply the symbol of destruction, you are also a symbol of preservation. It was you who allowed the dead leaves, the seeds who were quite cold and who were under their grave, you allowed them to realize their potential. And it was because of you that they were allowed to blossom forth. They came in contact with the sunlight. Similarly, O west wind, I have certain ideas, revolutionaries ideas, and those ideas are within me just like dead thoughts. Unless and until you will scatter them over the universe, you will scatter those thoughts among human beings. You will derive those thoughts, you will take those thoughts and scatter over the human being, scatter over the world. Those ideas will not sprout forth. Therefore, O wild west wind, help me in order to realize those ideas. Help me so that my ideas should reach common man, common people who are under duress, who are very pessimistic, who have lost their strength, who are powerless as I am. Be thou me impetus one. Drive my dead thoughts over the universe like withered leaves to quicken a new birth. And by the incantation of this verse, now by the power of this verse, by the power of this poem, scatter as from an unextinguished hearth, ashes and sparks, my words among mankind. Author says that my words are very potent, very powerful, although I am not. My words are very powerful, they are meaningful, they are revolutionary. So scatter my word, allow my word to reach mankind, because those words are like sparks which will ignite fire in the mind of the people, and those fires are important for a revolution. Revolution must be brought about by those fiery ideas. Be through my lips to unawakened earth. Now, author says that, O wind, this world is unawakened. This world is under slumber. So, help me to spread my words. Help me in order to reach those people who are passive, who have lost hope for revolution, for change. Be through my lips to unawakened earth the trumpet of prophecy, O wind. If winter comes, can spring be far behind? Author says, just go and intimate people. Go and tell them if they are having the winter of their life. If winter is there, if unhappiness is there, if sadness is there, if troubles and traumas are there, just go and tell them that spring is not far off. Happiness is not far off. Optimism is not far off. The most memorable line of the poem, if winter comes, can spring be far behind? Very optimistic, very positive, very forward looking lines ever written in English literature. Thanks for watching. Thank you very much.